How much do gambling sites offer, some problems with some third-party websites, and what's been going on in the market. Now, I stumbled across this Reddit post right here. Someone saying that CS Deals went ahead and leaked their card, and whether this is true or not is kind of irrelevant. The point I want to focus in on is how prominent greed is inside of the CSGO investing scene. If you can't trust someone to not take a gambling deal, how can you trust them to help you make strong financial decisions? It's why I'm such strongly against gambling inside of this hemisphere. I'm not against gambling as a whole, but inside of this, you're making an investment decision, and you need to make sure that the people you're trusting have also your best intention in mind. SkinSwap is today's sponsor, and they're also sponsoring you with a free bonus for signing up with the first link in the description. They're the premier place for CSGO and Rust skins, with a massive trading site and a top-of-the-line marketplace, offering you the most competitive rates out there and a massive 40% bonus when you're using that link in the description. Combine that with their top-of-the-line selling feature with many payout options, and their trading feature legitimately taking you just about a minute, and there's no reason not to sign up with that first link in the description. Now, starting off with the gambling offers, there's a lot of different offers that come in. However, the most common one is definitely going to be the predatory offers. These are offers that are basically trying to scam you as a creator. They're offering you pennies upon the dollar, and they know they're going to go ahead and turn a very significant profit if they can find any fool to go ahead and accept this. Most of the gambling offers fall under this category, considering I think all of them are extremely undervalued, and usually it's a really poor price for what you can get compared to a regular sponsor, but they're definitely there. The second group are going to be the ones that I consider a decent offer if I really wanted to take these. Specifically, we got this one that started off at about $300 to $500 per integration, and it eventually ramped all the way up to $1,250 per integration, which is one video. Theoretically, I upload 3 videos a week. I could be making just about $4,000 if I was to go ahead and promote this in just 1 week's of videos. It's a significant amount of money, and I can definitely understand the potential as to why someone might want to go ahead and take this, but you gotta also consider that that money comes from somewhere. You're just taking it from your fans. A lot of other offers do fall under this similar category. We've got these ones that are saying they're about $2,500 per one full video. You could probably go ahead and get a little bit more there if you really wanted to. And then finally, this is probably the most recent offer I've gotten. There are a lot of things inside of this offer, including a full video and a bunch of integrations, but that price point is one of the highest I have personally seen for just a few videos. However, it's not all sunshines and rainbows. If you follow me on Twitter, you've already seen that Hellcase, the only one I'm gonna name by name, reached out to me and threatened to sue me over undelivered videos. Basically, they said that I signed a contract with them and they sent me over my theoretical ID, which I don't live in Finland, but they said that I signed a contract with them. They were going to go ahead and sue me if I didn't proceed with the legal document that I apparently signed. Now, if you take 2 seconds to look into this, obviously I don't live in Finland, it's quite easy to see, but the most interesting part about this is they thought I was going to do 20 videos for $1,200 in skins. That comes out to $60 in Hellcase skins per video, which if we look at the offer is less than 10% of the offer I could actually get. And not only that, they were upset that I took so long to go ahead and go through with this. Now, inside of the contract specifically, it is literally the most worthless thing I have ever read. There's nothing of actual value here. The person gave them the name of a famous hockey player and they gave them an address that didn't exist. So I don't know even how this is possible to happen. Now, you might be asking yourself, why does this matter to Valve? And this specifically doesn't. It actually matters to the teams, which is very important to the overall health of the game. Now, when we're focusing in on the teams, they have 3 different ways they can make money. One is obviously prize money. The second is going to be sticker capsule sales. Remember, when you buy a sticker capsule, 50% of that goes to the teams, and it's not split evenly. If we want to talk about the autograph capsules, all of that money goes to the players. It's not touched by the organization, and I've reached out to Sprout to confirm this, and that's exactly what they said. However, the normal sticker capsule is up a little bit for interpretation. Usually it's split between the overall program, potentially the coach and the players are getting some of that as well. But the third way is by sponsorships, and when they don't make enough money because of the prize money and the sticker capsules, they have to go for sponsorships potentially from these very shady sites. You might not think that everyone is going to be taking a gambling sponsorship, but look around, almost all of these top tier teams have. Now, what does this mean for you as an investor? Well, it actually does not mean anything good. In fact, it hurts you significantly because Valve has even more of a reason to go ahead and release more Borderless stickers. Let's think about it from Valve's perspective. When they release a Borderless sticker, they generate more revenue than when they don't. They also implicitly take down the gambling scene. That's because they're going ahead and they're providing more funds to a lot of the teams that are able to participate in the majors right now, decreasing the need for them to go ahead and take some of these shady sponsorships of gambling sites. Now, obviously, they can still do that, and it's definitely up to them, but it's just a win-win for Valve. They make more money, they reduce the potency of gambling, which which we know has been an issue for them in the past. Not that they specifically care, but they more care about the legal ramifications that come with this and the overall negative press that it brings into their game, which does hurt them in terms of case number unboxings. Now, we've been talking about case number unboxings being down for the past week or so, and it's nothing absolutely extraordinarily changed, but we can see exactly what's been happening for the active duty cases. If we want to focus in on the recoil case specifically, it's down 50% in the past month, which is an astronomically large dip for any case at any price point, especially in the current age. Now, this is due to a couple different things. Obviously, if we want to look inside the case, it's got reused gloves, which are the same as what we see in the snakebite. And when it comes to the question of which case is going to get removed next, I honestly think, in my personal opinion, it's between the snakebite and the recoil. If we want to look at it, the cases with knives are being unboxed significantly more than the cases with gloves, plus you've got repeating gloves between the snakebite and the recoil. And when we look at the fracture case, it's just been on a such strong trajectory for such a long time that I can't imagine Valve would go ahead and remove it and keep a worse performing case in there. However, on the opposite side of that, we are starting to see exactly what we wanted inside of the market. Now, obviously, this is a very short-term look at it, but we're starting to see the recovery for a decent amount of the rare cases. It's a very small recovery nonetheless, but it is still a recovery, which is extremely important because we talked about it with the Antwerp capsules already showing signs of improvement, and we were hoping that would carry on over into the rare case market, which is seeming like it is starting to do precisely, which is absolutely perfect. Now, the unboxing numbers have not picked up inside of the rare case area. That's not too unsurprising, and I don't expect them to actually start increasing until we see some sort of change in content. Now, we have started to receive a pretty lengthy update from Valve. It's actually the second biggest update since the release of CS2, I believe, which is extremely important because it shows that Valve is still dedicated to the game. However, Valve also came out in an interview saying that they don't really care about delays. They talked about Half-Life 2 specifically, but it's not something that I really expect to be any different for the CS team. It's probably going to be a bit longer before we see any brand new content, which is really frustrating as someone who wants this game to succeed so bad. And when we look at the player counts and everything around it, it seems like Valve is just dropping the ball significantly. However, one area that Valve is not dropping the ball with at all is inside of the sales. Now, if you don't think that the winter sale is too impactful, you're right, but there's another sale before that, and it actually starts tomorrow. It's the autumn sale, and interestingly enough, if we want to look at the past year, it actually had a pretty significant impact theoretically. Now, we don't know exactly what this dip is attributed to, but it does line up quite precisely with Black Friday, which I don't think is too much of a coincidence in the longer period. Now, interestingly enough, it also had a very quick recovery, which does mean that the potential for some pretty quick profit is there. Now, in my honest opinion, I don't think it's something that's a smart move to go into unless you're willing to carry on some of the risk just because of the state of the market. We obviously know we've been in a decreasing market for a fair bit now, and I don't know necessarily if this is going to be enough of an impact afterwards to go ahead and boost it back up. But that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.